But my stage name is Dominus Litis. And I am a soothsayer, saying something similar to Proverbs. Sleeping sheep in a world of wolves, let me uncover the wool that is over your eye. The third one, that opens the two to the truth, tiptoeing, teasing you, calling you a fool, but far from fulfillment are you, because you seek the truth. And truthfully speaking, I do too. See, I notice the notice left by my ancestors, left in the forms of pictures drawn on the cave walls of my mind. Mindful am I, if this body of mine was to die, Dominus Litis would forever write. Writing makes all right. All is right in my heart when I write. See, I am left, lost, looking high, only to find myself inside. A warrior sent here to fight, fire with fire, so feel no feelings of fear. Let me feed you food for the soul, fly forth, free from the locks, locked in the confines of reality, really real to the self. Lost souls cried for help. Dominus Litis was sent. Just as you were about to hang, I cut the rope. I couldn't watch you choke. I'm the voice that spoke, and you look to the sky, for the voice that speaks in me is not mine. Dominus Litis, Michiti semelo, inotetro ayudailum, yo takashia ganja Dominus Litis, crucified on the cross to beg for your forgiveness. Open your eyes and see this. They have all come to listen. Dominus Litis is an artist, but today I am a poet. Being a poet has broken me into a million pieces. And if this is my last piece, let this piece last. See, I am an artist who would rather close his eyes to society so my sight can see reality. In a prophecy, the Almighty Jah told me that the mind's eye will never find while being boxed in a rock-like skull, finding it hard to follow your heart when the mind never subsides from thinking it's always right. This I wrote on a page that would allow me to escape this maze that would emotionally drain the life in my veins. The pain of my way of life has opened my eyes to realize that though life ain't kind to a prophet like I, who was prophesied to arrive with a torchlight so bright that it shines right through the blinds of your mind, these dark times usually design character that is solidified. Or do these dark times harden the heart? Lock it away if you're smart. No, you can't. And even if you could, you shouldn't. See, even though I am wounded by each and every poem that has ever left me broken and exposed, I decompose my human form to fertilize my soul with a piece of paper, pen in hand, feeling like I was sent on earth to alter the hands of the time that was spent suppressing the black man, separating him and his connection to his forefathers. For our fathers chose kindness, tranquility instead of entitlement. Our only sin was to live. All they wanted to do was win. So they wiped us out from within. They destroyed our belief system, left us unable to see true evil as it landed on the banks of our seas, deceived so they can achieve superiority. Now we see us through their eyes. My kind despises my kind. Blind eyes view life as it was designed by those playing monopoly with our lives. See, they blind the mind with material things that shine. But all that glitters is not gold. Like all houses are not homes. Not all of our stories are told, it would seem. I am lost in a bad dream, I mean. This nightmare cannot be real. At night, closing my eyes has become an attempt simply to pass time. A prisoner behind bars. Yeah, I am confined in my mind because I can't find a way out. My purpose in this life hides behind the illusion of time. In a time where my journey is one of uncertainty, but certainly this is my journey, maintained by the lack of change in my faith. My pain I share like a bottle of champagne. Just to keep saying, I try to explain things I don't understand. See, I'm lost in space, filling an empty page with regrets and hopes for change. Trying to find myself is a process that never ends. Instead, it expands. It sends me to a foreign land with too many unanswered questions. Like, does the poet give life to poetry, or is poetry life to the poet? Is poetry a portrait painted only by these prominent poets? Or can an underrated writer like me write and be received by those on the receiving end of my ball pen? Trying self-made equations, constantly invading this gold mine, trying to find and clarify if I'm a part of mankind, or am I the kind of man to reflect, but never end up shaking hands with my demons. No peace when I look at my inner image. This riddle that is I still riddles my mind. Like I said, Dominus Litis is an artist, but today I am a poet. And being a poet has broken me into a million pieces. And if this is my last piece, let this piece last. Because of the COVID, I was able to hide my pain. See, I was staring straight into the eyes of an artist's worst fear. The fear of being normal. And that fear tested me in a test this fear calls a writer's block. So I decided to write a poem titled Taking a Walk Around the Block. Taking a walk around the writer's block is like standing on one spot. On this spot I spot, but never can I really pinpoint the problem, probably because it's me. If only the ink in this pen could set me free, and that's only if freedom is actually the key. Perhaps I was never meant to escape this place. Maybe I had to do the time to really look inside and contemplate why I can no longer connect words like wires crossed as if on a crucifix. Is this a test from God? Am I cut from the same cloth as Job, feeling abandoned and lost by my artist? How could Dominus Litis be so heartless as to leave me in such darkness? Even as I write this, I am frightened of being a poet who's lost the plot. See, I have been avoiding the rot inside at all costs, cause it could cause disturbing thoughts, the ones that haunt. The skeletons in my closet cannot rest in peace. Instead, they rest in each and every piece I've ever taken from my heart to start the process of recovery. But for you to really recover me, I had to travel to the dark and dingy parts of my reality. Yet in all of this darkness, I cannot see what I've always seen to be my destiny's child. Look inside, because apparently there lies the key that has locked me behind the four walls of a writer's block. See, where the writer walks, he walks with a double-edged sword. So I too am not safe from the pain that these words could cause. I'm in a bad space, and the disturbance of this place shakes my faith. But even though I am weak, I know that me and Dominus Litis shall one day meet, and I'll ask him why, in his right mind, has he left this gap that has been falling through the cracks. And like in quicksand, the more I struggle, the faster I sink into a depressing state, feeling like me and the arms of fate have parted ways, never again to meet like a vegetarian. It's driving me insane. No longer knowing how it feels, finding the right piece to complete this puzzle called life. So subtle is the process of dying inside, when the mind denies the soul the embodiment of hope. So many suicide notes I wrote, but never could I approach the rope. But still feeling like no more lies can normalize my pain, because for so long have I claimed to be okay. See, this walk around the block has gone on for far too long, in a long distant relationship with my sanity, and the longer the time apart, increasing my longing for my heart to stop this irritating beat that I can no longer dance to. Left feet leave me walking in circles, trying to square off against thoughts of finally walking away from what I have claimed for so long to be my purpose. Now as I stray, with nowhere to stay, I may be taken in by institutions similar to SPCA, as they put me in a cage from 9 to 5. So sad is the life of the writer who could no longer write. Oh yeah. Dominus Litis belongs to a poetry movement that is changing the world 2 years at a time. The name of that movement is Eve's Apple. Please follow us on social media under the hashtag number 2 years at a time. One word. The next poem I'm going to recite is my last one. Yeah. The next poem is titled The Atomic Mirror Bomb. See, America dropped 2 atomic bombs in Japan, and the effects of those bombs, they lasted throughout generations. This is what I see when I look at the mirror when it was dropped in Africa, because there might not be anything wrong with the mirror, but then the way it was dropped, we were never taught the right way to use it. So it has affected us negatively. This is why it's important when things like as a clicks, when they appear, when anything is said about the black image, it should be stopped immediately, because if it wasn't stopped, there would have been years that have passed where those definitions of what the black woman's hair is, it being dry and frizzy, it would have been acceptable because no one stopped it. So the piece that I'm going to recite is titled The Atomic Mirror Bomb. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who has the fairest skin of them all? Mirror, it appears, I have come before you once more to reflect my fears. The subtle whispers in my ear, warns of a war of identity. See, since your arrival, I've become my own rival. I worry so much about appearance that I fear that I am lost in the confusion, the illusion of how I should be looking, or if I am looking like I should fit in, or should I be